Hello everybody, I wanted to do a very quick video and not keep this video going for too long, so it's just a quick overview of the Yaesu FRG-8800 radio. Now this by default is a 0 to 30 meg radio. It does have the optional extra of having 118 to 174 megahertz fitted as an additional option, which I actually have fitted on this particular radio. And like most, it runs from 12 volts and it runs from 240 volts as well, so no issues there. You could use it mobile if you wanted. It was manufactured between about 1985 and 1993 by Yaesu, and I've had this radio for a number of months now, and it is a really good radio. I was toyed between this and some others, and looking at it, it looks quite nice. It looks newer than it is probably. If you look at it, you probably think it's about 10 years old. Looking how the condition of it and the graphical display and things like that. But it's actually 1985. So yeah, the good features that I like about this radio is the fact that you've got all modes. You've got I will use my magical pointing tool here. You've got all modes. You've got AM, you've got LSB, USB, lower sideband, upper sideband, carrier wave, and you've got FM as well there. So you've got all the available modes that you would potentially need. If you need any other modes, then you're probably looking at a different radio. We've got the power button there right on the left hand corner. We've got a socket for earphones and we've got a socket for recording as well. We've also got a socket on the back as well for headphones. So I do run this radio through my PC so I can record it, and so I can do slow scan TV, listen to slow scan TV and decode it on SSTV software on my PC. So I have got like a cable out the back of this radio that goes into my PC. That leaves me the sockets on the front there where I can plug additional headphones or record in if I want. Now looking at the options on the front, we've got squelch, you would normally have as well. You've got tone as well, and you've got AF gain there as well. Now above that, if we look there, we've got narrow and wideband mode. Obviously we can switch between those on AM, for example, that we're on there. We've got AGC, we've got noise blanket, and we've got dimmer, which basically just lights the display up even more or puts it in dim mode. So that's what that does as well. Obviously here in the middle we've got the main dial. We've got a button at the top there for dial lock to lock the dial, so that if we press dial lock we can move the dial and it won't change frequency. If we unpress one of the other buttons, then that will unlock the dial lock. And below the dial lock, you probably can't see because of the angle of the camera, we've got a button called fast and slow, and the fast and slow is how fast or slow you want to be able to change the frequency when you spin the dial. If you put it on fast, it moves really quick. If you put it on slow, that's just about right for you as well. You've got a fine button below, sorry, a fine little knob there below called fine, which is just for fine tuning as well. Now the only other option that you probably may use is the ATT there in the bottom corner, and if we adjust that slightly, you'll see there you go, your signal drops out as well. You've got M channel there as well, which I just leave on the default setting. You'd have to look in the manual regarding all those settings. Now obviously we can just scan through the dial with the tuner, or I can actually use the push buttons here. And what that allows me to do is actually program the frequency in. So if I wanted to just go to 14 megahertz, I'd just type 14 in there and press enter, and I'm straight on the 14 megahertz band. So that's really good. Now we've got all these memory options and things like that at the side, and VFO options right in the bottom corner there. To be honest, I don't use them, and nor do I use the top four buttons at the top there relating to the time and the time setting and things like that. And I also don't use the button at the dial at the top there, which is for setting the clock and the frequency and things like that. I just leave it on frequency, and let it, you know, I can then just tune into things as I like. And you know, it is a really good radio. You know, that's scanning quick at the moment. I'll put the audio up, and if I switch to USB, we can hear a few things. Just knocking around the 14 meg band. It's not really good time, it's pretty quiet at the minute. Tends to get busier a bit later in the night. But you know, we can hear a few little things if we spin the dial around. So yeah, that's the radio, the Yaesu FRG-8800. This is just a very quick overview video, just in case, like me, you wanted to look up the radio and you were considering buying this off eBay or some other platform like that. You know, it's gives you an idea of what the radio is like. The sound quality on the radio is, you know, it is really, really good. I mean, if I go down in frequency to say 1 megahertz, and if we switch to AM,
thing to be involved in, isn't it? To sit there in front of
so there we go.
Palace and be part of trooping the colour.
So there you go.
And yet, it doesn't matter, I don't think, the
if I adjust my
because I've had this from Carol tonight. Carol Downs. Hello, Carol. She says, my memory is when I was 13.
See if I adjust my gain, I can get a better signal there.
I was in the Girls' Brigade and
so I'm on AM there at the moment, so
and that for Carol has been as impactful.
I can switch between narrow and wide there.
Standing on the street, essentially,
if I show you the AGC,
but in that car was Her Majesty the Queen.
And the noise blanker. So there you go. You get an idea of what it's actually sounding like as well. If we have another listen, we can scan through.
Thank you very much for taking us through that. Zoe Jackson there founded Living the Dream. Well, during her reign, the Queen was a patron of many charities.
There you go. I adjusting my tenor tuning unit to get a better signal there. So there you go. So that's gives you an idea.
Hello, Tony. What an amazing record that is. 70 out of your 140 years.
So yeah, obviously what we're hearing is things regarding the death of Queen Elizabeth, which was yesterday. So the radio stations are pretty much talking about that at the moment. So there you go, that's that. If the fine here only really works when you're on the USB or things like that, so you don't need to worry about that. But yeah, it's really good radio. I'm really happy with this. Like I say, the display is really, really nice. The quality of the audio is good. All the features are there, what you'd want. And I chose this because I wanted a radio that covered all the bands. I wasn't interested in really RTTY and things like that, you know. I just wanted the main AM, lower sideband, upper sideband, carrier wave and FM. And like I say, just as it had luckily, this radio had the additional you know, module in for the 2 meter band, and also because on the 2 meter band you can also listen to aircraft as well, and they're on around the 118 band, so I could go 118 now megahertz. I could press that, and I need to switch antennas actually, so I'm on the right antenna. I'm on AM at the minute, so let's just see what. Don't know if there'll be many aircraft about. It's hard to get the aircraft because it's quite hard to find them because they don't key up for very long. It's the same with the tower and things like that. You just clip them sometimes and you just happen to get them. Don't know if there's anything on the 144. And it's quite quiet. It's very unusually quiet on 2 meters tonight. I am on AM, but obviously if I flick to FM, nothing really about. But yeah, we can go back down to 1 megahertz, and we're on switch back down to AM.
Already I know, but you really did modernise the monarchy and enable to.
So there you go. That's an overview of the radio. I hope that's give you some ideas. I bought it, like I say, it is a good radio. It's got all these additional features that I don't use, like the timer and the clock and things like that, but you might decide to use that. I do use the CAT software, and there's another video on my YouTube channel about the CAT software for the Yaesu FRG-8800. So do look at that video. There is another video about the CAT software separately that I did. It is really good, and it lets you fully control the radio from your PC. You get some additional features like I was showing you there. You've got the button for fast and slow tuning, and you've only got those two options, either fast or slow. On your PC, you've got in the CAT software, you can tab, and you can basically sort of press this button, and you've got multiple speeds, you know, for tuning. You can have really slow or really fast, and the good thing is you can leave it tuning. You can't do that on this. You have to manually tune it from the radio, so you've got to spin the dial and find things. With the CAT software, you can just leave it scanning through the band, and you know, if you start it on, let's say 7 meg, you can go in the CAT software, set it on 7 meg. You could leave it scanning, and then, you know, when it finds something, you just click a stop button and you can fine tune it from the software. So I do like the software in that aspect. And you know, a lot of people like sitting in front of the radio, don't they, and tuning it in with the dial and things like that. So I sometimes do just come to the radio and tune it, but the reason I have it on my PC is because I've got the CAT software, and I also run Audacity as well, which is a recording software that's free. So I tend to before I open the CAT software, I open Audacity, press record. So I'm recording whatever I find. You know, sometimes you find something interesting, don't you, when you're scanning on the radio? So you find something, and then obviously everything is recorded if you do find anything interesting. So it's good from the PC. Do take a look at my video of the CAT software, but I will probably have to do another video showing you my Audacity and the CAT software, and you know, how I just sort of use them both together. But I use the SSTV as well for decoding the SSTV on 14.230 on USB, and you know, sometimes you can get some reasonable images down from that. Okay, thanks for watching this video. If you've got any questions, drop them in the comments below and I'll try and answer them for you. But overall, I'm really happy with this radio. It's really good. I've had no problems with it. Hopefully, if you've got the same radio, you'll agree with me. Thanks for watching.